Beth is spending the day with twice winner of British Hairdresser of the Year, Andrew Collinge.
I think people really like to feel glamorous and really dress their hair well.
He has 2 salons employing recent graduate apprentices and runs 2 purpose-built training academies, which have been classed as outstanding by Ofsted. Currently, he's responsible for nearly 200 apprentices.
I think this is great. I mean, and I particularly like the fringe area because you've made it slightly asymmetric, which is always really flattering rather than just too straight. It looks great, really good.
I'm ready to work.
Beth is going to shadow 17-year-old Natasha. She's halfway through a 2-year apprenticeship here, which will earn her an NVQ Level 2. Students can stay on for a further year to take an advanced apprenticeship, gaining an NVQ Level 3. Natasha shows Beth her prized possession, the kit case every apprentice gets when they start.
If we open it, it's got everything you need inside. So you'll get all your clips, all your combs, your brush bag with all of your brushes in.
How come you chose to do an apprenticeship rather than being on a full-time college course?
I think it's more hands-on really if you're doing an apprenticeship, and plus you meet lots of new people. These are like people that you're going to know for quite a while because you're working with them for so long, so you're making really good friends, like lifetime friends maybe even. So, and it's more hands-on, more practical. You get an experience of watching really experienced people do their work and do their clients, so really you're just learning from watching.
Sometimes when you slide into cut, you can actually release the length. It gives the impression of the hair being a bit longer. How's that? That's a top tip.
So what subjects did you do in school that you find useful being a hairdresser?
Obviously you take maths and your English and stuff like that, so I passed both of them. I found it easier with the maths to mix up the ratios with the colours and the peroxide, so even though it's on the wall next to you, you still can work it out in your head how much you need and how much you've got to put in. And then with your English, I think really it's just about speaking properly to the clients. It's not about changing how you speak or making yourself sound posh, it's just speaking correctly to them.
Are there any downsides to having a hairdressing job?
The only thing is that you've got to wake up at like 6 o'clock in the morning sometimes to come to work to be in for 8, but I love working early. It just makes the day go so much quicker.
How important is it to be earning money while you're training?
You feel better earning your own money because you don't have to then go and ask your parents for money and have to be constantly owing them money back. When you're working and you've got your own money, it's fine because you can go and do whatever you want with it because it's your money, you've earned it.
We're really looking for someone that's just enthusiastic. Doesn't necessarily have to say they can, have skills at that point, but just really have the right attitude. It's really well to try and do as well as you can at school. Say, for example, you have a GCSE level C and above in English and Maths, then you won't have to do what's called functional skills. Otherwise, when you're here, part of your day will be doing things like arithmetic and English. So doing well at school can really help you. You can sort of fast track and get on quicker learning how to be a hairdresser. Well, that's incredible. I mean, it really is. To be able to put the hair up that neatly with hair that's so long requires real skill, and to be doing this when you're only really halfway through the first year of training is fantastic. Apprentices and hairdressing go really well together. Yes, when you start, it's not particularly high wage, but you are being paid while you train. And the great thing about hairdressing is the vast majority of people that do an apprenticeship go on to full-time employment. You can work in a salon, you can own your own business, you can decide if you want to work on photo shoots, become what's called a session stylist. If you've got top qualifications in hairdressing, it really is a passport to travel the world. Pull it so the ponytail sort of jumps away from the head slightly. So you can do that by taking a few sections and sort of wrapping it around, and then just put a grip in here.
I've heard that hairdressers are quite positive and happy people. Is that correct?
They do surveys from time to time, and the hairdressers invariably come out at the top of the people most happy at work. And I think it is really good to be able to be creative all the time. No 2 hairstyles are ever the same, so every day is different. It's a job where you really control your own destiny. And I think everyone who's training here today would agree with me that they really are in a very worthwhile career.